What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Now today we're going to be taking a quick look at Bitcoin and something that's happening a little bit more behind the scenes that I think you need to be aware of. So with that said, let's not waste any more time at all and let's get straight into the video. Now, in the last video about Bitcoin, I told you all that I was going to be planning 3 separate buys. I said, look, I have buy orders set in at $64,882, $60,317, and $56,388. And the sole purpose of the last video was really just to explain to you exactly why I was going to be doing some buying on Bitcoin at each one of those levels. Well, in today's video, what I want to kind of use or do is kind of build on top of that as well, because what I am seeing here for Bitcoin does even further confirm that buying in at some of these levels is probably a good idea. Now, the reason that I think that this is probably a good idea, first and foremost, is because of what we did see yesterday. What you can see is that we were doing buying again at the $64.8 thousand level, and what happened is that as Bitcoin's price tried to lose that level, it actually wicked below it, but by the time the daily close happened, we got forced back above it. Now, the reason that this happens generally is that this is a strong level of support, it's a strong level of liquidity, and the bulls are willing to step in here in order to keep the price above it for as long as they can. Now, there's no guarantee that this is going to happen, that it's going to stay up here, but it is a good sign to show that the bulls are willing to step in here. And this validates our idea. It validates that these support levels can and probably will hold, and that we can use them to see some type of bounce at some given point. That's of course the reason why we are buying at them. Now, on top of what we're seeing here from the charts itself, right, the candles, I also want to jump into the liquidation heat map. Now, the reason I want to show you the liquidation heat map is because what we are seeing is a growth of liquidation possibility here towards the $71,000 to $72,000 level. Now, the brighter the heat map gets, the more liquidations there will be at that level. Now, quite simply, a liquidation says that your position is going to become what's called out leveraged, right? So say if you go on 100x leverage, you're betting to the downside, right? And the crypto goes in the opposite direction. You start losing. Once you get to a point where the amount of money that you have times the amount of leverage that you have goes too far, you're out leveraged, it's going to automatically close down that position and you lose all of that crypto. That's what a liquidation is. You're going to lose that trade and you're going to lose the collateral typically, unless you have the right precautions in place, right? You have a stop loss, whatever. Anyway, so with that in mind, what we can see here is that the liquidations are building to the upside. What does that mean? Well, it means more people are now starting to bet that crypto's prices are going to fall. And what I've come to realize is that in bull markets, which is what we are in now, generally speaking, liquidation levels will be hit. It means that at some given point, it is extremely likely that this market will push its way back upwards to hit these liquidation levels to force those traders and force those positions out so that the lizard people can take all of your crypto. That's the general approach, and it's pretty much served me perfectly well for the last couple years now. You have to assume that liquidations will happen. You have to assume that the point of liquidation that is the most high is the most likely place that crypto will go. And knowing that and seeing that we are now starting to see these liquidations building like crazy around $72,000, it does seem to me that at some given point we're very likely to see Bitcoin push up into that position, which would of course work very well if we are doing some purchasing on these key levels of support that we outlined in yesterday's video. And so because of that and because of those two things, I will continue to be doing some buying, continuing to add into my Bitcoin position, because I'm very under the belief that at some given point we will see that push back up towards this key level of resistance, especially as we're getting more and more liquidations building at this level. So I will of course continue to update you as this does play out, as we do get more updates, and of course as we do just see things happening here with Bitcoin's price. Guys, if you do enjoy these Bitcoin update videos, as well as the Solana, Jasmy, Render, and much more, you can always let me know easily and simply by subscribing to the channel, or you can check out my private Discord down below. You can see the things that I'm buying, a bunch of other creators are buying. We have live streams, seminars, and much more. So feel free to check that out down in the description below, and I can't wait to see you all next time. Peace out, everybody.